chapter, section 3 of 4th division of various tattvas of the Panchabhutas, meditating on them. So he repeats further on that, again a meditations, these are all process of meditation only, till another one more chapter. In section 4, Maharshi says a story to us in a form of story. To make us understand the importance of the faith and austerity, bhakti and brahmacharya too. Here faith is bhakti actually. Faith is not belief. Faith we have already described, I think, long back. What is belief? What is faith? Faith is bhakti. So, there is no paryaya for that. There is no other word for that. That's faith. And that has to happen only to a person who has knowledge. The faith will come only through the knowledge. Even though there are people who are bhakts, people who are dedicated and devoted to the spirituality and the spirit and also the Brahman, if they follow the austerity, brahmacharyatvam, in one way or other, some who have not exposed themselves to the modern materialistic way of representations and understanding, they can easily go into this brahmacharyatvam and faith. Why? Because the obstacles are not there. The questions are not there. Samshaya bhava is not there. Otherwise, in this materialistic education people have undergone, they always look at spirituality, look at the faith with a needed clarification through logical statements. In faith, there cannot be any logic on that. There cannot be any similarities, similes, and comparison or what you call justifications. They are all not available there. There is no necessity. Only in logical education they are all necessary. Oh, if it is like that, it should be like this. They derive an inference based on various things. So here, derivation of variance according to inference, depending upon your choice, is not there. That's ruled out. The faith is just faith. That's all. Bhakti. What is the definition of bhakti? Bhakti is bhakti. That's all. I mean, if you ask me, well, there are words, there are sentences one can say. Okay. The total belief on something. When you have the total knowledge, when you have total dependency, where no expectancy, belief, then you have to clarify if it is a belief, if it is a total belief. He is believing is always based on dependency. Because then only that dependency has to be there, then only the belief will come. Oh, we always say that, okay, if he is a good healer, let him heal this, let me see, then I will believe. Let's see. Whether say or not, it's a logical, that inference is derived out of it. Then only I can believe. He is a good doctor or he is a musician, let him sing and let me. I have not heard him, even though you say that he is a good musician, I have not heard him, his music. So let me listen to that. Then my mind will convince that he is a good musician. Okay. Well, then I can say inference, I will draw an inference. The musician compared to that, he is not that good. Things like that. So there are then, we divide. The good is divided into variants. No? Class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4. In faith, there is nothing like that. In bhakti, Ucha bhakti, Madhyama bhakti, Adhama bhakti is not there. Bhakti is bhakti, that's all. So how to explain the faith? Faith is only bhakti. Bhakti comes when a person is absolutely knowledgeable, one, or one who is not at all trained for other than bhakti. Means any other education, any other training, any other methods. A child who is born has only bhakti. He doesn't have belief, he doesn't have dependency, he doesn't have anything. He has only bhakti, nothing other than that. See, that's all. That is the bhakti with austerity. That's brahmacharya too. See, he is not asking anyone anything. Bhakti towards the mother, bhakti towards the Ishvara, bhakti towards the Parabrahman. That's all. So, faith. So, this story, Maharishi wants to explain to us, tell us through the form of a story, small story, to make us identify and confirm the faith and austerity. That's why in today's world, many people are not in a position to travel in that path of great Maharishis and Tapasvis. At one point of time, the path through which Adi Shankaracharya travelled, today it is very difficult for a soul to travel through that path. It is not because of physical or any other physical capability or any other facilities that are not available. Probably today the facilities are much more available than those days when Adi Shankaracharya lived. You can fly to Himalayas. You need not to travel, walk and all that. When you look at it in that sense. But his status of bhakti and brahmacharyatvam will be nowhere near Adi Shankara. From the time he was born, he was in a total different environment. He was not educated to other than the bhakti. And undoing and then modifying only, it is becoming a problem. Once it is done means that impressions are always there. And they remove the impression from the mind is impossible. It is very difficult. Unless one is very evolved soul, it is not possible. So one way of that is that before entering into other activities is possible. Or the one who has entered into the activities, then he will have to go into the great experiment and experience of the jnanam, knowledge. So through brahmacharya itself, one has to undergo the jnana. Otherwise it is not possible. Faith also, bhakti also, through jnanam only. The bhakti with jnanam, the bhakti without jnanam has got a lot of difference. There are bhakts without jnanam. They are also bhakts. They also get the belief. They also get the benefit out of it, no doubt, because they are not thinking anything other than that. They are not activated. They are not programmed for anything else. So they are diverted to that. But what happens is that to establish certainly what happens in that bhakti, at a point of time, somewhere or other, he will get attracted to some desires, or he will get into depression or sadness, or he will have a loss and benefit, gain. Some of these prakriti, the nature's maya, can, possible, there is a possibility that it can be penetrated into them easier than the one who has got jnana. The one who has got jnanam, he knows the desire will get attracted to me, so I am not into that. The other one, he doesn't know when this this one hiding behind the bush, and when he will attack me, he doesn't know. And when he attacks him, it's unaware of him, you see. So he gets into the prey of that. Whereas a knowledgeable one will not be a prey of those things, because he knows if there is a bush, there is someone hiding behind it. Yes, so that faith will, you understand the jnana? In my way of explanation of identification of this, you see, the one who has the jnana, he is aware behind the bush there is danger. No. So I am to be careful. I will avoid the bush. The other one, he doesn't know, he is innocence. That innocence, even though it is a great bhakti, no doubt about it, but there is a possibility, it's not necessarily, there is a possibility of getting attacked by these powerful mayas. No, they are very dangerous. So the faith, this is called faith and austerity. The faith has to be there. In faith there is no dependency. In faith there is no desire. In faith there is no clarification required. In faith there is no representation. In faith there is no shame, reluctance, what we say, nirlajja bhakti. There is a qualification for bhakti, they call it nirlajja. Nishkama bhakti, like nishkama bhakti, it is also nirlajja bhakti. Lajja is not necessary. No. Reluctance. What is lajja here? Is reluctance. If I fold my hand, what this fellow will think? He will think I am a Hindu, or I am so and so, or I am weak. Some people say that. I am not that weak to go and pray. To pray one need not be. In fact, the weaker ones do not pray. The stronger ones only they pray. They are not bothered about others. That's called strong. Nirlajja. Approach should be nirlajja. There should be no lajja out there. To prostrate, there should not be any lajja. Lajja is also reluctance. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, I used to tell this story quite often. I think, I don't know, 1,000 times I might have told. When he wore the new clothes on Jamai Shashti, normally he used to prostrate in front of Mata in the temple. And he used to get a lot of, whatever it is, right, wrong, I am not talking about, lot of contentment. That day, since he was wearing the new clothes, because there was water, there was flour, some dirt and other things were there. So he just did the prayer and came like that. So when he came back and sat down and started thinking, there's something missing today, what's the matter? Then he understood that I did not prostrate in front of Ma. Every day I prostrate in front of Ma. I get a lot of contentment and consolation. Today I am not getting that in that prayer, that contentment is not there. So when he analyzed it, he found out that it's because of he has not prostrated. Whether prostration is not necessary, that's a different thing. But I have not prostrated, that's why I am feeling this. Now why did I see he being a great knowledgeable man, saint, he analyzed, he started identifying. Why did I not do it? Who stopped me doing it? My desire, my attachment, my lajja, kama. My kama, my lajja restricted me in prostrating in front of Ma, who is everything to me. What is that lajja? What is that kama? My dirt shirt, new shirt will get dirty. Simple. That's it. It's very difficult. When Shalini wears new clothes and all that, she'll be very careful. She won't walk here. She won't come here. She will directly go to like that. The saint, the sannyasi, he said, this tuchya vastra, which is so cheap, which is there on me, if at all I preserve it very carefully, it will remain with me hardly for 6 months or 1 year. After that it will tear off and go off. For this tuchya vastu, tuchya vastra, the great action of mind to prostrate in front of Ma, I have neglected that. Out of that lajja and kama. So Ma, it says, the documents say that he removed his clothes immediately, threw it out, and the previous cloth, that small loin cloth what he had, he wore it, and without any lajja, nirlajje nishkama bhakti, in that attitude he went and prostrated. He says, ha, now it is fulfilled. Something like that. So, lajja will restrict you, kama will restrict you from bhakti. So what I am trying to tell is that it's not easy to have faith. We all say that, oh, faith, we should have faith, we should have faith. That's all. What is that faith? We have belief. Belief is temporary attitude of emotional satisfaction and dissatisfaction. That's all. I believe this man for some. After some time, no, I used to believe, but now I don't believe. We have always this, no? Is it not? We always have this classification and bifurcation. That is, I used to believe in those things, those theories, but now I don't believe anymore. Why? That's a different thing. Okay. Now, so we have belief. Belief can be changed because it is based on the dependency of yours. You see, depending upon your emotional satisfactions and dissatisfactions. Any satisfaction is emotional, but I am qualifying it. That's all. Any satisfaction, dissatisfaction is good enough, but superlative, adding to that is that an emotional satisfaction, emotional dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction is also emotional, satisfaction is also emotional. So based on that, when a person functions, how can he achieve faith? Here faith means bhakti. Bhakti, in that bhakti, there is no paryaya. As I told you, in bhakti there is no paryaya. Bhakti is bhakti, that's all. Yes. The Bhakt and Bhagwan becomes one is bhakti. There is no Bhagwan and Bhakt separate. If there are two, I am the Bhakt and he is a Bhagwan, it is no more bhakti. That's all. Even though there are two words used, then you may ask me why there are two words. Yes, there are two words are there. The two words are there for the purpose of knowing that where the emotion bhakti has to be applied to is only to the Bhagwan. Nowhere else. That's why there are two words. Bhakti, Bhakt and Bhagwan. Bhakt has to apply the bhakti only to Bhagwan, nowhere else, is why Bhagwan is there. So when the bhakti is applied, now I am calling applied, it's not a karma, it's not a kriya, even though, but for the purpose of explanation. When the bhakti is applied, it should be affecting only the Bhagwan. When the bhakti is applied, the Bhakt transports himself to the Bhagwan through the element of bhakti, and when that bhakti reaches Bhagwan, the Bhakt gets diluted and dissolved into Bhagwan. So bhakti is a car, bhakti is a vehicle through which he can travel towards the Bhagwan. This is why these two different words were used by Maharishis, Bhakt and Bhagwan. Because even though it is a fraction of a second, enlightenment is a fraction of a second. It's a process of fraction of a second. We call it as a fraction of a second. Whatever it is, whether it is fraction of a second or 1,000 fractions of a second, there is a distance. There is a distance between the Bhakt and the Bhagwan. So to travel that distance between Bhakt and Bhagwan, bhakti has to be used. Understand? It may be very close, but that closeness, you see, even though to create that spark inside there, there has to be a travel taking place. That travel can be taken place only through bhakti. Nothing else can go into the Bhagavan is the reason why there are two words used for that. It's classification. For a magnet to attract the object, a particular only at a particular distance it will attract. No? When it is distance is more, it will not attract. The closer the distance, the attraction will be better. Now, even if you go and touch the object with a magnet, there is a small space between through which the attraction takes place. Can you get it? See? By the time you bring the magnet, already attraction takes place. So that space, the travel of that space, of the matter traveling in that space, that much of space is through bhakti. Otherwise it is not possible. If the matter doesn't have the quality of getting attracted to the magnet, it will never get attracted. Suppose it's a plastic, the magnet doesn't get attracted. Why? Because it doesn't have the characteristics of attraction to magnet. But it has characteristic of attraction to gum, or something else, some other things. So like that, many other things. So it's not that, so why I am saying this particular example is that it is not the characteristics of attraction that is called as bhakti. You should not say that, oh, characteristics of attraction is bhakti. Characteristics of attraction is not bhakti. Characteristics of attraction only to Brahman is bhakti. Is it not? You understood? Characteristics to attract to magnet only is called, this object is attracted to magnet. That which can be attracted to magnet. That which is not averting magnet, it's not being attracted to, is not called as this ferrous and non-ferrous metals. Call it, no? In science, what do you call it? Ferrous and non-ferrous metals. Yes. So only those which are ferrous, they will get attracted. Non-ferrous materials will not get attracted. Is it not? Same way, this is called Bhakt and Bhagwan. You got the difference between them? Why these two words are there? After the matter got attracted to the magnet, now along with that matter and magnet, when you take it, this matter has become the magnet, is it not? Now you show it to something else, this matter will attract the others. This matter has become the magnet actually. It's no more, matter and magnet is no more different. The metal and magnet is no more different. They are one. All the qualities of magnet is there in the material, but no quality of material is in the magnet. So, with that magnet, suppose you rub the magnet for a while on that and take that and put it somewhere, this will act as a magnet. It doesn't have the quality of the matter, but it has got the quality of the magnet. So it has become the magnet. Same way, when the Bhakta transported to the Bhagwan, the quality becomes Bhagwan. This action or this travel, that medium of the travel is called faith, magnetism. Magnetism can be only to one magnetism. Suppose there are 10 magnets kept around one object. This will get attracted to one magnet which is closer to it. That's all. Depending upon the distance there is a distance. Same way, there are thousands of things in this universe, but a bhakt's mind will always get attracted to Brahman only. Thousands of things. Keep thousands of objects depending upon distance. If he keeps his distance, who keeps the distance? Magnet is in the magnet's place. He shifts its place. whichever he is closer to, whichever magnet he is closer to, he will get attracted to it. Here, the Bhakt is attracted to the closer to the Bhagwan because he has the vehicle of faith in him to get transported to that particular magnet which is known as Bhagwan here is called the faith. Am I clear? Classification is Bhakti is what? So when it is getting attracted, does it have the qualities of the properties of that material? No. All the properties of material is dissolved, diluted into magnet so that it can become the magnet. This is how the magnetism is. That's why magnanimous, magnetism, magnanimic, all this, the words have been created only based on the magnanimous, magnanimity in him. Oh, when he gets attracted to the Parabrahman, he becomes the magnet. That is how they said that representation of the Guru is nothing other than the Parabrahman. Why? Because every day keep on rubbing on the magnet, it becomes a magnet. There's no other properties other than the magnet, other than the Brahman. So is why this is known as the deep. Now you get the idea. So the one who is closer to that gets attracted to that. That closer should have only one path. No? Get attracted. There should not be any other thinking. In between an insulator comes, immediately there's a detachment of the object and the magnet. Put an insulator in between, suppose put a plastic in between, separate it. So if it is belief, if it is a belief, if it is any other activity, if it is a desire, if it is an attraction, if it is an expectation, if it is a many other things, what happens? That's that these are all insulators. There cannot be any condition in between them. Can I carry plastic with me? If metal asks, magnet says you can carry, but you cannot get attracted to me. That's all. You carry. You cannot carry anything. You have to leave everything. You have to leave all your properties. You have to leave everything. All the properties of this. That means inherent qualities of it. Only you travel. You can travel only through the faith. And brahmacharyatam, austerity and faith. Through the brahmacharyatam, nishtha, brahmacharyatam, ekagra, chitta, towards merging with the Brahman. Through that jnanam, through the Brahman, attainment of that. This is possible only for a person who is determined to do that. That determination is called jnana. What's the determination? The determination is the word called jnana. To determine. How to determine? Not just like that. No, okay, I would like to go. That's not that. Experimenting and experiencing, experimental experience, karma, jnana, margas, one should pass through and gain that jnanam, ultimately purify oneself to become the magnet. What is the magnet actually? It's the same thing as it's a metal only, which undergoes the at faster mode, number of evolutions it undergoes, and there is a friction is created. How the magnets are created? When it is rotating at this one, an anti-clockwise rotation gets attracted. This functions like that with a friction, constant friction created to a metal. The metal becomes the magnet. This is rotating like this. This is rotating. That friction, once it is able to take it, it becomes the magnet. Same way, in a human, when it is able to take care of the friction, that means neither clockwise nor anti-clockwise is there. When it is rotating in clockwise, when the anti-clockwise direction, when something other force is applied on that, when it is moving, the friction is at a very high frequency, and at a very high frequency, this magnet is created. At a very high frequency, what happens? This doesn't get destroyed. When it doesn't get destroyed, this transformation takes place. Same way, in us what happens? Through the process of our living, in the living, The Jiva Atma's living, materialistic way of living is on one side, the other side is a spiritualistic way of living. We do not get damaged by that, but we gain the strength, like a magnet gains the strength in anti-clockwise and anti-clockwise movement. In an anti-clockwise and clockwise movement, what happens? A metal gains the magnetism in it, the magnetic force in it, magnetic power in it. Same way, when the Jivatma is put into the life form, when it undergoes the process of the karmas, karma phalas and all that, its attention is, what is the attention? Attention is clockwise, but the happenings around him is anti-clockwise. But what happens? Because of his integrity towards the Parabrahman, because of his determination to be walking towards, that means I will move only clockwise. His determination towards moving, I am just comparing with the magnetism so that you understand this. His determination to move only in that, by my environments, whatever strong it may be, I will not change my direction to their own direction. The moment I change my direction, my magnetism is lost. I become one of them. I don't want to be. So this determination. What is that determination? Knowledge. Yeah. Whatever comes against me, they are not sufferings to me, it's experience to me. Why experiencing? To me to become the Parabrahman, I have to know everything. What is knowledge? Everything one should know, bad and good. There is nothing called bad and good at one point of time. The worst part of it. That means that's why they say from Patala to Akasha, everything should be known. Visha to nectar, everything to be known. Poison and nectar, everything should be. Then only one should be able to digest not only the nectar but also poison. So if a person doesn't have a difference between poison and the nectar, if a person doesn't have a difference between the depths and the heights, if a person doesn't have a difference between wrong and right, day and light, day and night, and then labha, nashta, sukha, dukkha, he is the one who is knowledgeable, undergoing the process of his determination through austerity. Is called brahmacharyatam. His intention is only towards the brahmacharyatam. And in this process, when he is moving, the Jivatma, the karmas, my karma and karma phalas are there, which is rotating, making me see that in the different direction. That should help me instead of getting me deprived and joining that group of it. It should help me to create more and more strength. What is that strength? Friction. More and more strength. So my each and every kashta, dukkha, God gives us all the problems. Like Ramakrishna Paramahansa had cancer. The cancer was given him to experience and experiment the pains of cancer, that he invited himself. Same way in our Jivan, in our Jiva, there are lots of problems and difficulties and debacles. If you get emotionally moved along with that, you will flow along with that river and join in the ocean and again get evaporated, again become the river and flow. This process will continue. Janana Marana. Whereas the Brahmachari, with the faith, he undergoes the process of the Brahmacharyatam, walking towards the Parabrahman, but whereas his karmas he is executing. He will execute his karmas with the friction, as I told you, with the friction. Let the friction carry on. But my determination is walking towards the Parabrahman. When he has got this determination, the karmas and karma phalas, which is rotating around him, will only increase the powers of him. You see, that is why human being is born. The more and more number of janmas he is earning and he is experiencing in every karma, he becomes more and more powerful. This is how it happens. So one has to become the powerful person. It's not that one should take number of janmas, that means endless janmas. No. He should gain the power. That's the meaning of it. See. So the karma what we are executing is, let me call it as an anti-clockwise direction movement. Let me call the Brahmacharyatam is that clockwise movement. So with the determination, when the clockwise movement is going on, karma and karma phalas and other experiences are going anti-clockwise, I am creating a tremendous amount of friction. Because of that, at one point of time, when due to the highest form of friction, what happens? This becomes the highest form of the magnet. When this becomes the highest form of the magnet, that which is rotating in anti-clockwise direction will get attracted to sec in this magnet. See? Finished. Karmas are over. Is it right? Got it? Is it not? If this austerity fails, finished. He also merges with that anti-clockwise rotation. He becomes rotating, then he has to find out a rotation at one point of time for the clockwise. Either way, you got it? No? This is faith and austerity. How the planets have, I don't have to explain this is science, you all know it. How the planet gets, how the earth has got a magnetic force, how the earth has got the, what's that?
Gravitation.
Gravitational force. How is it? Why? How these planets are separated with its own gravitational force? What is the reason? Because they are rotating in the cosmos. When they are rotating in the cosmos in different directions, friction is created. Based on the friction created, they get the magnetic force. Same way, the brahmacharyatum is that only. And faith is that only. Faith is that to be constantly moving. Earth, from how many years it is moving its own axis? Has it got fed up? Has it stopped moving? What is the achievement? What is the necessary? What are the achievements necessary for it? We call it as Bhumi Devi. It is bearing all the pains and sufferings and aches. Now we always have an example for bearing the pain in the world, in our life, should be like Bhumi Devi. With all the abuses that we all do on the earth without any fail, without any what do you call without any drawback, and not even one day that it gets fed up or disappointed, it keeps on moving and meets your requirements, whatever is necessary. Kshama, the identity of Kshama is Bhumi Devi. Why? Because this an example is given. Why? Because any amount of abuses one does on that, any amount of good one does on that. Many people do puja to Bhumi Devi, do worship with that. So on. Morning Surya Aradhana they do, evening Jala Aradhana they do, Chandra Aradhana they do. All the Aradhanas are done. Bhumi Devi's puja is done. Lakshmi Devi's puja is done. Every puja is done, and some others are exploding bombs and digging it up, and then lot of damages are being done. Trees are being cut and removed. Lots of both activities are going on. Whether you do this or whether you do this, I am not bothered. I will keep on my magnanimity. Is called Brahmacharyatum and faith on the Brahman. So this, what we call it as problems, is no more problems. When there are no more problems to you, then only you will be known as the one who has got the Kshama. Kshama is, even though forbearance capacity, we call it, is not an activity that we suppress an emotion and show our appointment, not disappointment. It's not Kshama. Kshama is an inherent quality that the disturbance doesn't affect me at all, is called Kshama. Not, we call it as, excuse me, please pardon me. I have done a mistake, so you take me out of the mistake. Nobody can take you out of a mistake that you have done. We have already told. Karma, once it is done, it cannot be. Then what is Kshama? Kshama, hey, Kshama Aparadham. Aparadha is Aparadha. Kshama is that. Kshama Prarthana is that what? Kshama Prarthana is that so that I become conscious that I have done an aparadha, I should not do this again. Asking for Kshama means asking for the strength to get not affected to aparadha is called Kshama. So when a saint or a Maharshi, Tapasvi or a Guru, when you ask for the Kshama, what he does? Okay, I excused you, you go, you are scot-free, you can be free. Tomorrow go and bathe in Ganga, you become. That's why the principle of Hindu Shastra is very, very great, They say that, they have told that, if you have done a sin, go and bathe in the Ganga. Your papas are washed off, you gain the punya. What is that actually? Have you thought of it? This principle behind is that you have done an aparadha, you are conscious of it. When you have done conscious of the aparadha, you are washing it up. Water is a solvent. Physically, a person who is into that activity, he feels it is being washed because water is a solvent. So when he does that, the mind says, I am washing. When I am washing means what? I am washing means I am cleansing, I am cleansing, I am cleansing, I am cleansing. Cleansing for what? To gain the strength not to do that aparadha again is the meaning of that. लोग बोलते हैं, after playing holy, they will go and have wash. After having washed, there comes one old friend. He says, "Arey, today is holy, let me put some color on you." "Arey, nahi, abhi naha ke aaya." Just a small example. Abhi naha ke aaya, don't put color on me. Same thing is called Kshama and aparadha. I had been doing all this aparadha, I have cleaned myself. I don't want to accept any more aparadha on me. Don't put aparadha. See, that's it. What happened? You gained Kshama. Is it not? You gained Kshama, so you don't put color on me. Same way, you bathe in the Ganges, so when you come up, you are conscious that I should not do that aparadha again. Is called gaining the Kshama. You go and the Guru and ask for Kshama aparadham, that I have done this confession, I have done this, I have done this, is because he gives you the strength not to do. When you are conscious that you have done an aparadha and you are sorry for it and you are having paschatapa towards that. When you have got paschatapa is the better way of the removal of sin, they call it. Why? Because when you have paschatapa, with that paschatapa, you go to the Guru, says that, I committed this mistake, I committed this sin, please pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, or Kshama Prarthana. When you ask for the Kshama Prarthana, you are asking for the forbearance capacity. That's called forbearance capacity. What's that forbearance capacity? Not to get affected by the aparadha anymore, so that I don't have Kshama. So what happens? You are at peace. When the aparadha is done, you are at agitation. When you have got Kshama, you gain the strength. What happened? You become absolutely peaceful. When the peacefulness is there, then you get the austerity. When you get austerity, you get faith. When you get bhakti, you gain the Ishwaratva, Brahmacharya, Brahma. It's a principle behind faith and austerity. This is the story. So this is why we should have faith and Brahmacharya. So Bhagavan says here, Satyakamo hajabalo jabalam mataramam mantraya chakre brahmacharyam bhavati vivatsyami kim gotro nohamasmiti. Satyakamo hajabalo. Once upon a time, there was a person called Satyakama Jabala. Satyakama Jabala accosted his mother Jabala with Mataramam Mantrayachari. Honorable mother. He went and prayed to the mother Jabala Mataram Mam Mantraya Chakre Brahmacharyam Bhavati. Went and asked the mother, hey mother, I would like to live in a teacher's house or in a Gurukula. I would like to live in a Gurukula as a celibate, as a brahmachari. As a celibate, I would like to live there. I don't want to just again one should understand, when you are in a Gurukula, in Gurukula only place for the other, there are only two persons there, two kinds of persons there. One is a Guru, another is a Shishya. One is a Brahman, another is a one is a Brahman, other is a Brahmachari. That's all. One is a Brahman, the other is a Brahmachari. One is a Guru, another is a Shishya. So celibate, not just like that, going to visit, hi Guru, how are you? No, not to ask that. Not to eat there. Guru makes good food. Let me have. May go to Gurukula, very nice. No. So he said the mother, hey mother, I wish to go to Gurukula where I can be a celibate, where I can be a brahmachari. Not just anywhere go to learn some shastras. No. Not somewhere. He did not ask that. I want to go to learn the Vedas. No. I want to go to learn the shastras. He did not say that. I want to go to learn the archery, Shastra Vidya. No. No. Whereas Raja's sons are supposed to go to a place where all these are taught. Then only they become complete. But whereas Jabala is concerned, he did not want anything else. I'm just classifying. So if I don't classify, you will not understand. You will never think of it. Okay, he wanted to go to Gurukula. That's all. Here he is qualifying that Mataramam Mantraya Chakre Brahmacharyam Bhavati. Not for any other purpose, not to gain the knowledge, not to gain the Shastras, knowledge of the Shastras and Vedas, not to gain any other knowledge, not to do puja, not to eat, not gain money, not get wealth, not get blessings, nor gain the Shakti, nor gain the Mukti. Or nor to gain the Siddhi. These are all the things for which people go to Gurukula. Is it not? Somebody goes for Siddhi, somebody goes for Labha, somebody goes for food, somebody goes for knowledge, somebody goes for Mukti, Moksha, Mukti from the Kashta Dukha. So many people go for many things, but Jabala said, I am not going for any of these things. Hey Mata, I would like to be a celibate. I would like to be a brahmachari. Who is brahmachari? Who has only three divisions. A brahmachari, bhakti, brahman. So as it is. Now, classification is necessary. No, qualification is necessary. Otherwise, you will think that, okay, as Duryodhana went to Gurukula, Duryodhana also went to Gurukula. Jabala also went to Gurukula. No, there's a difference. So he wanted to be a celibate. Naturally, he being a boy who is going to a brahmacharya, who is going as a brahmachari towards the Gurukula, one should know one's lineage. Earlier days, Where are you coming from? What is your name? What is your... See, that's why our Indian system is like that. Earlier days, so many things were there in the form, that government form is their format. School admission and all, I remember when we were small. It should be abolished now, it's no more applicable, but they used to ask mother's name, father's name, and the star in which nakshatra you were born, and and which place, so that they can calculate, what is this one. So in which place you are born, which kula you are born, that what is the caste. What is it? There are two things. One is religion, next is caste. Is it not? Is it not? Earlier it will be religion, caste, all has to be written. You see? Everything has to be written. That old system of that. Now, how, actually originally what happened, why they came with all that. Earlier religion was not there, because those days it was, during Gurukula status, religion was not there. Religion was only one those days. They used to ask which inheritance you are from, so that one knows that from which kula he comes from, which background he comes from. The purpose is what? To know what is the background coming. What is otherwise not like today's teaching system of schools. Like parents are interviewed. The principle behind is that if the parent is educated, he will have an inheritance towards that. He has got the inclination towards education, that that genes will be there in him. Is the principle, not that. But nowadays what happens? They take an interview as if they are going to employ them as a principal of school. Is it not? I heard that a lot of questions are asked. Why did you get married to this lady? And all that questions are also asked. Why not someone else? And how much, ultimately, purpose is only how much money are you getting. And how much, that also is not important, how much you can give from that. To ask that, you ask only that question, why do you ask all these things? Anyway, that's a different. I didn't mean to discuss that. I am here in Gurukula. In Gurukula, the Gotra, they will ask for the and from where, which background are you coming from, to know that what sort of background he has got. Is he coming from the community of the thieves, thugs? Or is he from the Brahmana Kula? Or is he from the Raja Kula or Kshatriya? So that his education should be different. Brahmana Kula means his education should be different. Kshatriya. Then if he is a Vaishya, he is a Shudra, or things like that. So for that purpose, the boy asked the mother, hey Mata, since I am going to the Gurukula, they will ask me about the Gotra, lineage. That's called Gotra, lineage. We all have got Gotra, that's why our Hindu Shastra, we have got Gotra. We are all belonging to those Saptarishis, that's all. Everyone is belonging to that. There is no other Gotra. That's why it's not assigned to anyone else. Why? Because the whole universe, that's why I said these are all waste, according to Shastras and Vedas. The whole universe is belonging to these 7 Rishis, that's all. Everything has come from these 7 Rishis, whoever it is. From the Sapta Rishis. This is called the lineage. So this lineage has to be understood. That's called the Gotra. In your Gotra also, you all must be knowing what Maharishi's name will be there. So he asks the mother, hey Mata, will you please tell me, what is my Gotra, what is my lineage? Just a genuine, he wanted to know so that he can go and tell the Acharya that I come from this Gotra, so you will teach me. There also earlier, depending upon the Gotras, I'm telling you just out of subject, since it has come, whatever I know I share with you, that's all. There were various kinds of educations, in the Gurukula. Earlier, because of the Vedic science, when it has been produced, when it has been spread among the people, all the 4 Vedas with 5 divisions, as we said. They were divided into 4 divisions of people. People who are, I think this I have told earlier also, people who are spreading and educating others and spreading and teaching Rig Veda, they are known as Rigvedis, Samavedis, like that. 4 Vedas, 4 divisions were made. It is not meant for anything else, because all the 4 Vedas to learn and spread, no, there won't be any time. So at one point of time, they wanted to spread the knowledge to everybody. So they said, let this family learn Rig Veda and spread Rig Veda all over. So from that family whoever came, they are all Rigvedis. From other Veda, Atharvana Vedis, Samavedis, is called Chaturvedi as called. Trivedi, Chaturvedi and all, the originally name is not like the caste creed what they have created, is not based on that. A man who knew all the 4 Vedas is known as Chaturvedi. The one who knew about all studies, knew means not just like that, knowledge, complete knowledge. And the one who knew is said Trivedi. They are all Brahmanas. And today only this is there, Vedas are not there. With due respect, not all, but there are great knowledgeable people. I know some of them in Banaras University, Chaturvedis are there, Trivedis are there. Great knowledgeable people, even today they are there. I knew they are there, and I have even contacted some of them, and they are highly knowledgeable people on Vedic science. Okay, now, so these are all various kinds of these things are there. So that is why a background is asked. Which background are you belonging to? So some of them are, they are not, as I told you, not interested in any of these. In Jabala's case, it is like that he would like to have only identification of Brahman has to be there, that's all. So he says, since he will ask for the Gotram, hey Mata, will you please tell me my Gotram? It's a question the child asks the mother. Sa Hainamuvachana hame tadvedattat yad gotrasvam asi brahmadam charanti paricharini yavane tvam alabhe sahame dhanaveda yad gotrasvamasi jabala tu namaham asmi satyakamo namattumasi sa satyakama eva jabalo bruvitha iti. Mother said, hey, my son, Haina, sa Haina muvacha, hey, Natma uvacha, nahamai tadvedatata. I do not know this, your Gotram. Because in Gotraswami, Brahmadam charanti paricharini yavane. To malabhe. Tvam labhe. When you tvam labhe, when you got me, when I got you means when you were born to me, tvam labhe. When you were born to me, what I was doing? Brahmaham charanti parivarine yavane. My yavana was only on the service of the Brahma. The people who are great noble men. I was doing the paricharinam, service to these people. So at that point of time, I could not ask, because both of us, me as well as my husband, that means your father and me, both of us were so busy, engrossed in our own paricharana vidhis of the Maharishis, Tapasvis, Jnanis. They used to come, we used to serve them. We did not have any time to discuss about the inheritance as well as the what is it? Gotra Vicharana. Sahamedana Veda, yet Gotra Swami Jabalu. So I do not know, since I do not know this, since I was performing busy in my duties, I remained engaged in serving all this, being as I was. I do not know this as which lineage you belong to, but my name is Jabala, and I have named you as Satyakama. So somebody asks you, you speak them, tell them the truth, you speak. That's why Jabalu Bruvidha iti. Bruvidha iti. What should be told? That you speak the truth, that yourself as Satyakama Jabala. Mother's name comes there. Mother's name, Satyakama Jabala. I am the Putra of Jabala Satyakama. So original system was like that, because the ownership was always given to the mother only. An absolute ownership of the son is only mother. So that is why in many of the systems olden days, they were inherited the name of the mother's house. Mother's house is, that's called matriarchal system. This matriarchal system is based on the Vedic science, because the mother is, authoritatively one can say that she has delivered the child. But a father cannot authoritatively say that it is my child, you see. Is why, based on that, absolute this one. So Jabala, it's not that differently, should not be taken in a different way. But the system made it absolutely perfection. Mother's child is absolutely sure. So in the sannyasis or any other, the olden days in the Vedic science. So he says that, so you speak the truth to yourself, since even though the father was there, mother was there, everything was there, today the father is no more there, he's no more, he died. She was busy, this one. So he said that the truth is that today you are Satyakama Jabala, today. Those days it is not there. Late so and so's son. Who are you? Means I am Jabala's son. That's all. See, the principle is very straightforward. So this is how it is told. So he said, you speak the truth. I am Jabala Putra Satyakama. Is what she told. Then he says, okay, Saha Haridrumadam Gaudamedyo Vacha Brahmacharyam Bhavati Bhagavati Vatsyam Upayam Bhagavantamiti. How beautifully he said. He has approached Vatsyam Upayam Bhagavantamiti. Bhagavan. No? Who is that Guru there? Bhagavantamiti. To that Bhagavantam, to that Bhagavan, he told. He never says that to Guru or Ashrama. To that Bhagavan, he said, what he said, having approached to Haridrumata Gautamaha is the name of the Guru, he said, Haridrumatam Gautamam Etyovaja Brahmacharyam Bhagavati. I would like to live as the celibate, Hey Bhagavati, Hey Bhagavan, Hey Bhagavan, or Hey Bhagavati. I would like to lead the life of celibate with you. Bhagavati also, there is another meaning. Hey, the one worship, they call it worshipful. So that you who are eligible to be worshipped to Bhagavan means all the one whom we worship is called Bhagavan. So the one who is eligible to be worshipped, hey Bhagavati. Is how he is addressing. You see how beautiful he is that. The small boy, he goes and says that, hey Bhagavati, who is eligible to be worshipped, hey Bhagavati, I have a humble request to you that I would like to live as Gaudameti Uvacha Brahmacharyam Bhagavati Vatsyam Tumapeyam. That I would like to live like that. Therefore, I have come to you. Therefore, I have come to you. Hey Bhagavat, Bhagavantam iti. Hey Bhagavantam iti. This is what I want to tell you. I would like, please accept me as your disciple in small word. But how respectfully it is represented, it matters. Because then the Guru knows from where, what background he comes. Hey, I would like to have an admission in your Gurukula. Can you give me? Do you have any forms printed? One way. The other way is that, hey, worshipful one, hey, Bhagavat. I, being humble, and I would like to be the celibate. I would like to live as a purpose also told why I have come. I would like to live as a brahmachari of you, because you are a Bhagavati, worshipful man. You are a Brahman. Indirectly saying you are a Brahman. You being the Brahman, you are being worshipful. I would like to be a brahmachari of you. Will you please accept me as that? That's what he says. The way he projects it, you see. How beautiful. The moment, that's all. His interview is over. It's the only interview. What else interview has to be there? So the Guru says, Tam Hevacha king gotro no somya sidi Sahevacha nahame tadvedabho Yad gotro ahamasma pracham mataram sama Pratyabrahma bravida brahadam Charanti paricharinam yavane to balabe sahami dhanyavedam Yad gotra swam jabalado Namahamasmi satyagamo namatvamesi soham satyagamo javalo asmibo gatiti. To him, the Guru has said, asked, to what lineage do you belong to? Hey, what he has to know? He addressed him as Bhagavati, the worshipful one, hey, Brahman, worshipful Brahman. The Guru addresses him, Kim Gotro no Somyasidi. He said to the disciple, he is asking, hey, Saumya Bhava Yuvak. Saumya Bhava Yuvak. Saumya. What is Saumyam? Soma is Saumyam. Soma means Chandra. Chandra. Chandruma jaise face. Chandruma jaise character. Cool, pleasant. So, Chandra. Saumya. Chandruma jaise pleasant. And the words that is coming you is so attractive and pleasant as one sits under the moonlight. It's the meaning of Somya Sidi Sahevacha is what he's telling to the disciples. See how beautiful respect of each other, how wonderfully expressed is what I want to tell that. No, not that, hey, come here, no. He's also praising him that you look so great because his words are so beautiful that comes out of him. His body language, his presentation, his looks, everything is so wonderful. Hey, Somya Sidi. Please tell me what is your lineage. Then he said, Nahame tadvedabo. Hey Bhagavan, I do not know what is the lineage of me, in which lineage I belong to. But yat gotro aham asya pricham mataram. I asked my mother, very, very nicely, I asked my mother, Mataram, Sama, Pratyabravid, Brahadam, Pratyabravid, that means replied. Pratyabravid means asking, Pratyabravid. She replied to me, I got you in my youth when I was busy performing my duties, remained Yavane to Balavesas when I was doing this thing. You have become the Jabala. You have born to the Jabala, so you are Satyakama. I named you as Satyakama. So she told me to tell anybody that my name is Satyakama Jabala. I belong to that. So, absolute truth, he has said. Then after that, when he has told that, then said that Tam Hevachanaida Brahmano. See the quality of the Guru. Brahmano Vivaktum Arhasi Samidham Somya Haropatva Nishte Na Satyadaha iti Tamupanisa Usanam Valanam Chatushataga Niragrityo Vachemaha Somyanu Sambrajedi Ta Abhiprastayam Prasannu Vacha Naha Sahasrena Tarveyeti Saha Varshaganam Prevasata Yada Sahasam Sampeduhu Iti Chaturthakantaha Samaptaha. So he said that to him. Normally, he said, Guru says, non-Brahmin, Brahmana, that means Kula, not the Brahman what we call today. The Kulam where people are from generations, if they are not the Brahmacharis, Brahmato, serving for the purpose of the Brahman, like they are supposed to be teaching the Vedas and Upanishads and things like that. If that is not there, normally they are not being taught this Brahma Vidya, because for the others, for Rajas, they will be teaching something else, Shastra Vidya, something like, and some others something else. For Brahma Vidya, for Brahma Jnanam, they are to be the knowledgeable people normally. But, he says, but you being so honest and sincere, I will initiate you. I will initiate you, so go and bring them. For the yajna, there is a process of the Agni Sakshi. So for the yajna, you bring those the special wooden pieces are there. You go and cut it and bring it. I will initiate you into the Brahmacharitam. I take the responsibility. Hey Soumya, hey good looking one, you follow me. Then he takes him and he asks him to bring that. He brings it, he makes the Yajnagunda. After making the Yajnagunda, he initiates him. After initiating him, he immediately what had? Chatushata ga niragrityo vachemaha. So after immediately initiating him, Guru what he did? Out of the cows, normally they have lots of cows, because everybody will go and present cows there. Chatushataha, 400. 400 cows out of there. Which one? Niragrityo vacha somyanu samgrave jadaha abhiprastha manu vacha. That out of the weak and tired ones, out of that, the weak and tired 400 cows he has selected specifically and given to him. Given to Jabala. What are we talking? We are talking about the faith and the Brahmacharya. Yes. Faith and the austerity, or bhakti and Brahmacharya. So, now you have to listen to that. That's why I said that, qualifying this. He selected weak and tired cows, 400 cows out of the lot which are good ones. Out of that, selected that and told him, now you take this 400 cow herd. You go behind the cow herd. These cows will lead you, take you to a path. You tell me, if you were there, what would be your condition? The weak, tired cows out of his lot, he selected specifically, cannot even walk properly, and they have been made a herd of 400 cows, and he is telling not that you take them along, take them somewhere. No. These 400 cows will go, you just go, I follow them, they will take you. After initiation, the first thing. What should be the condition? He should run away, no? Kaha ke fas gaya? Who is this Gautama Acharya? Asking me to follow the cows. Absolutely right. This is what the Guru said. Just follow the cow. You know why? Why? These cows were living with this Guru for a number of years. That's how they have become old and weak. Even there's a significance on this. Not that just 400 cows have been sold. Take care. 400 may be a number to just, that means number of them, quite a lot of them. May not have much of significance, only to make us to have the volume of it, that's all. But even the cows which was living in the ashram for so many years have got the Guru's, the confidence was so high because he himself is a Brahman. Being a Brahman, he is telling him, indirectly telling, but whereas a new person who just got initiated, he will not know. So he has to test him whether what is his. He has come to not for understanding the Shastra Vidya, Vedas and Upanishads. What for he has come? Brahmachari. As I told you, there are only three things. Brahmacharya, Bhakti, Brahman. That's all. If he has come for that, he wanted to know what is his quality behind it. He told, it's okay, he has told the Satya, he is a Satyagama Jabala, fine, to that extent he's alright, but what is his quality inside him? He doesn't look whether he's a small boy or a big boy. Did Yama look at the 9-year-old Nachiketa, whether he's a small or big, when he explained the Brahma Tattvam, Brahma Jnanam? No. Same way the age doesn't matter. So Gautama said, follow these cows. He wanted to know what is his reaction. And these cows are not ordinary cows. As I told you, they are from the ashram. They are from the ashram of whom? From the Parabrahman, who is highly knowledgeable. But he doesn't know that. I'm just telling you, you should not know it now actually. But still, reveal the secret that should not have been known. So he asked him to follow these cows, they will take you. Na abhi prasthanam prasthapaya prasthayama upanno vacha, told him to follow that. Now you see the faith and confidence and brahmacharya of Jabala. He turns and says that, Hey Bhagavan, na sahasrena varteyeti saha varshaganam provashata yada sahasra sampedu. He returns and tells, Hey Bhagavan, saha varshaganam, let any number of years pass. Hey Mahaguru, Tapasvi, hey Brahman, let any savasa varshanam, any number of years, let it pass. Prevasata yada sahasram samyeduhu na sahasreshana vartayeti. Unless these cows become 1,000, 400 cows he has given, unless they become 1,000, let any number of years, say ha varshaganam prevasa, let it be any number of years, let it take. Prevasasa yada sahasram sampedu. I will come back only with the sahasra cows, otherwise I will not come back. I will come only with the 1,000. What does it mean? Is it the count of a businessman making number of cows and coming back to sell him back again? What is that? When he gave 400 cows, means a particular amount of knowledge and leadership has been provided to him, and he goes with that leadership. Let us not say cows. What is go? Go, because it is, they have been identified as go, means go is punya. Go is purity. What is go? Now you should understand. What is 400 cows? 400 cows here in Upanishad, they are not dealing with the cattle market. Here go means what? Go is buddhi. Go is jnanam. Go is purity. Go is absolutely everything. Even though physically it may appear to be weak and old, the jnanam is very high. So 400 various kinds of knowledges have been provided to him. This is the meaning of it, not that follow the herd of the cows. No. The herd of the cows means the herd of the amount of knowledge. After initiating, he has been given the certain amount of knowledge. Initiated into certain amount of knowledge. This is called the go. Buddhi, bodham, shunya, what is that? All the pavitrata, everything was given to him and told him to follow that. Means follow those principles of life, that what has been taught. And only after learning that you come back. So he told, he did not say anything. So the Shishya says that, hey Bhagavan, since having provided with this much of jnanam to me, unless I multiply it to the thousands, unless I become what is 1,000 multiply means? He will contemplate it. You have given me this jnanam. He says, hey Bhagavan, it is my responsibility now. You see, this is the type of student. That's a Shishya, that's a Brahmachari. It is my responsibility now. This 400 I will multiply to 1,000. That means, what he means is that I will practice it, I will contemplate it, I will gain the knowledge out of it. The Brahma Sakshatkaram I will gain out of it. You have guided me. That's all what I need. I don't want you to give me details of it. You have given me guidance, 400. Okay, guidance. That from that guidance, I will do tapasya, I will do practice of it, I will do learning of it, I will do dhyanam out of it, and I will gain all these knowledges and I will multiply it to number of times. That means I will come to the highest form of the knowledge of the Brahma Tattvam. Then I will come back to you for your blessings and the Brahma Jnanam from you. Hey, Bhagavan, so prevasasayada sahasram sapedu. Make it thousands. This is the promise by the Brahmachari, that Shishya to the Guru. Fantastic, isn't it? So, it's not the translation is not 400 cows. He will come back with 1,000 when it becomes 1,000. That means he will take the number of years. That's what he said. Even though it takes number of years, so he goes to the forest with that. With that knowledge, he goes to the forest to multiply it, to have the Brahmajnanam. He goes into tapasya, is the meaning of it actually. Goes into tapasya, contemplate and have the jnanam, identifies. But how he has represented, Chatushyata gaha niragrityu vachemaha. Beautifully explained. That it appears to be. Why? I think I like to explain that. Why did he say that old and tired, weak appearing goho, gaha? They mean gaha means the herd of cow, goho is gaha. What does it mean? That means that which is appearance, in appearance it is weak and old, tired. In appearance. Upanishad or Vedas, in appearance, like this. Old and tired. Kya hai? 400 cows. Which Upanishad says? Chhandogya Upanishad. We are learning Chhandogya Upanishad. And he is telling me about 400 cows. What is that? The appearance is so weak and old, is it not? Appearance. You cannot find out what is inside that gaha, what is that 400, what is that cows, what is that, we cannot make out. That means it's all sutras. They are all contained inside. So in appearance, it looks to be small and simple. But inherent quality is what? Very high. Like in Upanishad, he said 400 cows. When I say 400 cows, what we understand? 400 cows, oh my God, what is this? What it appears? Appears to be weakened and old and useless. Ultimately, what is that? Useless. What is that? Sutras, no, cannot understand anything. From where to start? With this weak and old, he has to multiply into 1,000. From whom? Which cows? The old and weak cows. You have to multiply into 1,000. Is it possible? It's not old and... Now, which are these old and weak? They are grown in the ashram, full of knowledge. That full of knowledge, 400 sutras have been advised to him. Let me put it that way. The 400 sutras which cannot be broken and identified what is inside, that it is very difficult to. Like we have got Shiva Sutras and Brahma Sutras and then the Narada Bhakti Sutras, we have already taken the classes. As we said, sutras are what? That which cannot be known from externally, nothing can be known. Now you have to really tear it, look for thread by thread, you have to take out, then only you know exactly same way. These 400 sutras that has been given, he cannot. So I will have to, he knows that, these are the knowledge. Now you go. So multiplying that, weak and old means what? Weak and old, that in appearance it is weak and old. In appearance it is not at all knowledge, cows. In appearance it's cows, it is not knowledge. But what is that? Full of knowledge which has been grown into the ashram. From that he has to contemplate and then make it into thousands healthy ones and come back. Now you got it. What is the meaning of old and weak cows selection? Selected old and, now he has also told that it's not simply old and weak. He says, Nishthe na satyadaha iti tam upanisa kushanam balanam chatushyata niragrityo vache maha, he says that. Purposely selected 400 cows, he says. Guru purposely selected the amount of sutras have been given to him so that the most difficult ones, from which another cow cannot be produced. Old and weak cows, how can we produce another cow? It's not possible. No, it has to be healthy. So, he selected these 400 sutras, jnanam, from which he has to struggle and make it into thousands, is the meaning of that. This is how the Upanishad explains. So Jabala goes with that to the forest. Tapasya will take time. So we will also take little time. Let him do tapasya and we will explain that. Immediately Jnanam will not come.